Hi everyone, welcome again on our channel. Yesterday I had a very nice discussion with Lorna, thank you for that. We were trying to understand why for some people they experience their twin flame returning into their lives and trying to fix things and sort out things, and for others they don't seem to have no one coming back to their lives. And I was very curious because I know there are those two different scenarios that are happening, and I really try to understand. And today's video I try to explain different layers of experience and actually what you can expect based on your level of awareness in the journey and the readiness to actually progress further on a spiritual journey. Just to remind everyone, we have different layers of this experience. As much as we have multiple dimensions here that are available to us, that we are getting introduced to, the same way our twin flame experience will have different expressions. What I mean by that is, of course, we're gonna have this human form of experience that it's actually starting us on this journey. So we get ignited here, we recognize another person, we get this very strong connection, and what very often happens, we are not able to work through all of our traumas and triggers, and we end up in a separation phase. What happens then is, very often one of the people will be deciding to embrace their spiritual journey, they will be doing their work. And again, talking about labels, people like to call themselves as divine feminine. I'm not necessarily encouraged to call you this way because it creates unnecessary separation from your own divine masculine. If anything, remember that you are a spiritual being on a journey that got ignited within twin flame connection, within this experience, but that's where it ends. You work on yourself because you want to recover your wholeness. You want to remember how it feels when you don't need anyone and you're ready to fully embrace the next chapters of the journey. So as you work along on your inner world and you fix yourself, and of course you're enjoying on the way and you're rediscovering the joy after the separation period, you're entering the next phase, the next dimension. You're connecting more with the spiritual world. You see and understand more. And at the same time, as much as you're being open to your inner self, you're also being more open externally. And at the same time, you're constantly sending vibrations right out. So what very often happens, those people who are progressing on their journey and they are increasing in awareness and vibration, they will be attracting other people who very often also were ignited through the twin flame experience. It doesn't have to be recognized. It doesn't have to happen always, but at some point of your journey, if you're open to it, you really can expect another soul connection coming to your life. Very often, that's gonna be similar energetic signature to original person who started the journey with you. And why is it so similar? It's because initial person that you attracted was also kind of matching your internal energy. So at any point, if you want to continue your journey, you carry this energy with you. So you're sending out similar signatures. So as you progress, you can really expect similar personalities getting attracted to you. It's just you are constantly attracting similar signature because that's what you truly are. So when you enter those next stages, those connections can be expected to be more harmonious, because remember, as you work on yourself, another person that is meeting you at the same level will also have certain level of awareness, certain patterns that they already overcome, and probably they will be just more spiritual and emotionally mature. So that's why you can expect that those next connections that happen are more harmonious and in general more mature. So it happens that for some people it may be enough. They will be really satisfied with whoever come to their life. I like to see it more as a preparation though. Like it really feels that for many people, after getting out of the initial separation, maybe the first separation, let's call it, they come across another person that will be similar, or that will be helping them to address further issues that maybe initially were overlooked. And it's almost like the helper that will be helping us to get to the next phases of the journey and just rediscovering ourselves fully. It may happen that those connections that are kind of more in transition, that are meant to help us to just get a little bit further but not really continue forever, they will be pretty much short-lived, or there will be something very off that you're gonna be feeling that this person has some purpose, but you cannot really see your story continuing with that person. As I said, this is a preparation. At any point of the journey, if you feel that you would sacrifice something, or you would compromise yourself by staying in any relationship or connection, that you should continue your search, or you continue your journey on your own until you really feel ready for the next relationships, until you feel that you met someone who doesn't send mixed signals, or that you just feel like it's clicking, but not initial, comparing to this ignition state at the very beginning when we are very super aware and just everything takes over. Proper connection will be feeling good in soul. It will not feel like you need to stop to wait for someone, or it's not really it, but out of fear of not having anything else, you prefer to, let's start this connection. I believe at this stages of the journey, we are knowing ourselves well enough to actually continue and keep walking until a certain connection will feel right. And if you do that, it's a very high chance that you will be choosing yourself once and foremost. So you're gonna be bringing yourself even higher, working continuously, in understanding yourself and loving yourself more, and just really getting prepared. And at the same time, of course, working on your intuition and higher guidance, you're gonna be able to actually truly surrender your journey and let go of this human understanding of the whole experience. So actually what the difference is you will be taking yourself from out of control. You will not let your ego decide on the next phases. You'll be looking towards this higher guidance and trusting that the right things, right circumstances, and right people will be meeting you in the next phases. And actually, there is one difference that can happen. You can really let the initial person to go their way, truly surrender them, meaning to let go of anything that it's not working out, letting people free, and truly surrendering that person. And just that even means accepting these worst scenarios, that maybe we're not meant to continue the journey. Maybe ignition was just initial state that was meant to kickstart us, but there is something else awaiting us in the next phases. Why I'm talking about it, I wanted to remind everyone that twin flame is energetic experience. It's not as obvious as we understand that we have a person who we are getting ignited with, and that's our eternal twin flame, and the whole story will be revolving around us and that person. If you are within this belief system, you're still holding on to some sort of a limits and limited understanding. It's almost like you hold someone with a rope and you may stretch this rope very far, but you cannot really cut the rope, because at some point it will always be some sort of a limit that you're putting on yourself. And the limit I'm talking about is the limit of human understanding of experience, because we associate a twin flame energy with a specific person. So if you want to go take it further and you want to actually try to cut the rope, it's not really cutting the cords, because I'm really not a big fan of any of those practices. This is very symbolic. What I'm talking about is you're just cutting your own limits and getting yourself out of the old system of belief that we are bonded with any specific person on this planet. So you're taking yourself from the human understanding into more broader and energetic understanding of the journey. So the broader understanding means that the twin flame is an experience that it's happening to you, that it's bringing you closer to source energy. And that's what orchestrates the whole journey and the whole encounters in the first place. So knowing that, you can be sure that your counterpart will always make its way into your life. But it doesn't mean that it's always gonna be the same person. They will feel similar, they may be similar, they may have similar life stories and experiences as the first catalyst, or all of those people along the way. There will be certain common themes even. But you see, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to wait on any single person. At present moment, you're always being attracted to the right person that matches your vibration, and it's best in helping you to continue your journey. And again, it may happen that sometimes those connections will be short-lived, sometimes they will be for a lifetime. But again, at this moment, if you're reaching that state, you're fully surrendered to the higher order and your inner guidance, and you really get rid of expectations of the journey. You are becoming more observer and receiver of the energies, and you try to see where the journey wanted to take you altogether. You see, that's the resistance we are removing. That's the surrender process that we are saying. It has nothing to do with keeping some person in your mind and in your memories and sending anyone prayers or good vibes and thinking and checking and waiting. You're completely taking yourself as an individual person, putting yourself in a higher plane and higher understanding, knowing that you are ready to go to the next phases, and knowing that the twin flame energy will be manifesting as you continue growing if you're allowing it to. There might be people who will be choosing to be on their own because that's what they feel they need to continue their healing, to embrace their life and just put everything in the right order, and that's fine. It's still, you don't compromise anything, you choose what is best for you, but you stay open at the same time, because we always want to make sure that we are not putting any limits based on our unhealed parts that are trying to maybe keep us in a safe space and a comfort zone. So with this understanding, I hope you kind of grasp the idea that there is no end into the possibilities and different scenarios that can happen in your journey. And I hope it gives you this sense of openness that the separation, this initial separation, is really something that we are supposed to go through, but it's not something that it's meant to keep us stuck in misery and sadness, that we can put a hold or maybe put an end to the separation and embrace our journey and continue further, and remember that our twin flame paradigm and the whole understandings are changing the same way the twin flame dynamic is changing. It's not gonna be that as easy and simple as it was, because we are becoming more multi-dimensional. we can actually understand that this is more than purely human and linear experience. So as you go further and as you explore this type of understanding, you will be seeing how much easier it will be for you to grasp the whole journey. You know, those pieces of puzzles that will be coming together way easier, and you will start seeing those patterns, and you will start seeing why certain people were attracting to you at a certain time, and you will not be questioning why it happened this way or that way. You're gonna be really embracing every step and every moment. Hopefully it clarifies and reminds everyone that we are here, and it's a very interesting time to explore something beyond the limits of our current understanding. And actually, if you see your journey that doesn't match to whoever else is experiencing, that's good. That means that you are on your individual adventure, and there will be so many different blueprints of how those connections will be unfolding. But eventually you can be sure that there is no lacks in this universe, and it's the energy and a source energy and a twin flame energy. It's all the same thing, but it will be bringing you the counterpart at the perfect moment, always, to join you on the journey. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, please let me know in the comments. I would love to explain that even more details. So take good care and see you on the next video.